Oh, I see. Well, let's see where they'll be playing.
Again?
Obviously, the LATAM map is not available. So we'll not be playing there. Favela.
I'm so glad.
That was.
Remember when King George said it was a great map?
It was played once in Pro League. Once.
George, how is he always so wrong? I think Intero is... I'm sorry, George, I love you. But, man, Intero seems to have the advantage in that Twitter heated fight.
Yeah.
There are
Coastline.
TwitchCon with, like, Intero nipple t-shirts. It's hilarious. Coastline is the map we're going to play on.
This is one that G2 played twice. They definitely like it, but they actually lost once and then drew once. The last 2 times they played it, and then Vitality also lost, but that was versus Giants. It was 2-7, so that both these teams have not won in this map yet. So there is that. But obviously, things are going to change up. G2 definitely will be playing differently in terms of strats, so that will factor in. But this is also a map they played a lot. They have a lot of different strats on it. It's one they historically also have had some good history with Empire on.
Yep,
so
they've won it once. They lost it the second time.
Yeah.
The longest game ever in professional play.
Now that I think about it earlier, that makes twice now that Empire have drawn on it because they drew on it against G2 and they drew on it in the very first match today. So it's been an interesting map for some of the top tier teams.
It's a great map for EU. It's definitely the second highest played map as we saw earlier on, and I think that will continue. We didn't see Cafe today, but twice.
Next play day.
Twice Coastline was played. Yeah, I mean Cafe was played last week. Once.
I'm anticipating twice next week, depending on how the bans go down, the auto bans and whatnot.
Huh. I mean, Vitality plays Empire, so that's definitely a possibility.
That should be fun.
Yeah, that's this Friday. I know we say next week. We're kind of...
That's why I say next play day.
Next play day.
It's easier because it's always crazy now.
It's this Friday. It's It's super season.
It's only going to get super, it seems, as we go.
Yeah,
eventually we'll just
even go to challenge.
I think at some point we'll just do all 14 play days in one day. Just
why not?
Just marathon it. Just marathon it. Like it won't be one real day, but one long day. You know, just stay up forever watching.
Yeah, why not? Well, it's not like there's people watching it at home. But I assume that we'll bring up what you guys think in any moment now. So whenever we're ready, we'll get it up there. We're waiting for everybody to be ready in the server and then head out.
Yep, just one player.
Show me what you got.
Well, a lot of people confident in G2's resurgence. I don't know if I'd agree with that
I
much.
Wouldn't give that much.
But after their last 2 performances, I can understand it. Because we know G2 are capable of being the best team in the world. So if they can just get back to that again, there's no reason to not have 100%, you know? Just throwing that out there. If they
shoot heads, lol. That's
if they got back to like old G2, you know, the G2 we could rely on to be the top tier team. Like there was seasons where they weren't dropping anything. Like they
literally went through an entire season with 1 tie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like same with Empire did the same thing too.
But that was before Empire was in. That was last time that happened. They tied against Vitality, and that was Vitality's season before they dropped the CL and then went back. To Pro League.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, if G2 can keep it up, but I think there's a lot of anticipation behind that because we know this team can be capable of playing really good online because they have in the past. It was just last season and the first half of this season have shown that there's definitely something to work on. And they don't make big drastic roster changes. They'll change out one person at a time. And it's the seat that Uno sits in pretty much, has just rotated continuously. The other players have pretty much stayed in their spots. It's always like they're just finding that one extra thing. Oh, no, and as I say that, that's not actually true because Kanto, is still on the team, so. But Pengu, Fabian, and Goga still kind of make up the solid core.
Yeah.
And Kanto is really, he came into his own on the team really fast, playing as kind of a sub first. Whew.
He was basically subbed in for Shate at the Season 7 finals in Atlantic City.
Yeah, the one that they lost.
But he played so well, performed everybody, MVP of the tournament.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why he's on the team now.
Still on it, and of course with a fellow Finn, Uno, on the team. Here we go, we head into Coastline yet again. What are the differences? We'll just have to find it out.
Stop copying me, Bibu. No, you know. Wow.
Okay.
The childish banter here.
Good conversation.
Dokkaebi ban coming out first. Interesting choice. I don't recall G2 playing a lot of Dokkaebi, but I could be wrong on that. Might just be something else I don't want to deal with. But that's one anti-roam off, and there's the other one, Lion. Something that G2 have actually played with also a fair bit. It's interesting that they would ban that. Because when it's not banned, they definitely abuse it.
Have fun, everyone except Fabian. Yep,
That's fine.
we all agree.
If he doesn't have fun, that's okay. Castle is a very rare ban.
That is... Huh.
Sometimes it's not just that ban is interesting and different. It's that what that also leaves on the table as far as there's only one more ban left. And that will be Echo, so that means Maestro and Mira still available. We saw a little bit earlier of Mira play.
Chat aside. Hello.
G2 always likes to make sure that that chat banter is part of their game.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's funny banter. It's not just like, you know, actually trash talking your opponents, like in an actual like trashing them.
I mean, I think you're assuming a lot though about the trash talking, that it's serious or meaningful.
Yeah.
Kitchen to start with. All right. See how that goes here. That is a pretty good bomb site though. We saw a little bit of success on earlier. Let me see. We saw 1-2 successful defenses on Kitchen earlier in the first matchup.
If you look into Mozzie's glasses reflection, what is it there on? What can you see?
I didn't see it. I'm not looking into his eyes. It's not my thing. Not my bag.
Money. You're missing out.
All right. Well, sure someone will, let you know in chat or Reddit.
It's always great. I always like to read what's going on in chat. It always inspires me, as usual.
It's sure inspiring.
Yes. So Fabian will be running the Twitch. We've been seeing a good, decent chunk of Twitch today.
Yeah.
It's always great. I mean, the operator's kind of been on the side and then came back once the Maestro nerf came in with the Evil Eyes, right? So now she's actually getting picked a lot more, and that F2 is just still crazy.
And that's the nice thing, too, is the two operators that were left because of the Echo ban are the Maestro and the Mira, and both of them are subject to Twitch. Twitch is actually the best counter, or one of the best counters to both of those operators. It will be the Mira that's picked out of those two, and it was a 6th pick at that. But they will figure it out pretty quick that there is that available. Fabian actually droning from the Lamborghini doorway side at the moment, although it looks like he's actually driving it back to himself and spawn first. Pick that back up. Fabian had struggled a little bit earlier, but I feel like he picked it up a bit last play day. So that has helped, I think, the team a little bit. But Kanto has pretty much been consistently on fire. Pengu and Goga as well also been playing very well. And Kanto, of course, does Kanto things. He's going to be on that aggressive Ashe play. So they are going to have two aggressors here between Fabian on the Twitch and Kanto on the Ashe. Pengu definitely has played a lot of Buck on this site. I recall a lot of him struggling with bucking open VIP floor, specifically for Kitchen in the past. So
Nitro cells definitely were scary.
I assume he's worked on that. So they already have a little bit of a hole there and not quite finding anything from it. But there's those Nitro cells you were just talking about. They've been cooking in this kitchen here, and now he's sitting in the bathroom waiting to catch someone.
It's a different kind of cooking, that's for sure.
Yeah, well,
a lot more traditional.
Taking a little bit of a break while he waits for the opportunity. They don't have a pulse or anything to spot these, but they might have a black eye someone else could be on, which is the nice thing about versus a pulse. You can't have someone else just hold my heartbeat sensor for me real quick while I do this.
You can have someone else nitroing for you, but in this case, you just have two that are just ripped out.
Yep. They're looking for the opportunity. Ping's coming down and turning into a kill for Pengu. So that is the Nitro cell down before it can even get used. Great kill by him. Great ping from the drones as well.
Vide has the Nitro in hand.
Oh, if only he could get it.
Oh, and he gets it anyways! Oh, unlucky Pengu gets smashed in the face with the
kill first.
The Nitro that just should not have hit. Oh my, the Valkyrie and the Mira are now down out of play. And I wonder if those Mira windows are still up or have they been sniped by our Lord Fabian.
He's certainly looking for some opportunities with the shock drone. I think that might be his last one, but opportunities being given here to Uno. Stiggy peeks right into those bullets. Now a 4-2 advantage and only a little bit of damage on Uno from that fight.
So one Mira is popped, the second one is not. It is holding on to 90.
He could have popped that right then.
And that one is not super necessary, but this one has a soft wall next to it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's still any soft breach left for G2, but that would be great to have because they're running out of time here. And
Goga trades it. That's all he needed. Last player left alive. Just trade it. Kanto picked off one before that.
There you go.
There you
go. A ton of top map control, and it's very important. The Nitros should have worked. It would have been huge. But I don't know, maybe the change is for Vital to go back to the same site and running Pulse.
I mean, that could potentially help a little bit here. They are going to switch over to Hookah for the moment, but they definitely... I mean, this is the team that always rotates sites pretty much rather than repeat them.
Yeah.
And obviously the problem with having a pattern, of course, is now your enemy knows that, right? They know it's unlikely to be going back to kitchen, but G2 is one of many teams that doesn't really change up their attack lineup a lot regardless of the bomb site. They bring the utility that they need for all the bomb sites. Just try and stick to that. Focus on droning to the bomb site that they are expecting, and that's about it. Let's see if they can adapt a little bit here on this defense, though, now that they'll actually be playing upstairs rather than down. So utility from Buck will matter in a different way. They could take bar from below, put some pressure down there. That, of course, will force the player inside Hookah to play carefully in their positioning. Unfortunately for players trying to attack Hookah these days as well, though, purple tarps, no longer a thing you can get on for now. They just finally took the smart way out that a lot of people have suggested, which is just make them non-clippable. You cannot get inside them, or on top of them, I mean. You can get inside them now. Wrap yourself up in them, just feel the purple tarps.
Are you reminiscing?
Yeah. I like the purple tarps angle because I liked Hookah attacks being less one-dimensional.
I thought they were just going to make it like part of the game at some point. Laxing every time we played, it's kind of found a new angle. Thanks to Coconut. Thank you, Coconut. By the way, I really applaud like content creators, specifically like Coconut and Microwave and all of that, where you can see these really crazy angles that they always end up finding, and then you just find them the next day in Pro League. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's what I like to see is the ones that actually get used in Pro League versus just ranked. Kanto definitely hoping someone wants to peek him. No one really over-aggressing on Vitality yet, though. They're really waiting for G2 to kind of push a little bit more into their traps. But also G2 are cautious of that. You see G2 like half expecting an aggressive push against them. So this caution definitely working out, and they are playing a little bit slower, more carefully, a little more droning coming out from them, not wanting to get caught off guard. And I appreciate that from G2.
This droning is just so great. You're just giving so much information. Kanto doesn't have to watch every single angle. He just has someone giving them that information.
Yeah.
He will exit, so to rotate now onto the opposite end of the map, as I believe G2's assault should be coming closer to Aqua.
I gotta wonder if part of the reason for banning the castle was just that they didn't want to bring like a Zofia.
To focus more on the Twitch. That would actually be a question definitely to ask.
Yeah, I'm just curious because it does seem like an odd choice. This map doesn't necessarily lend itself particularly to a lot of castle play. I mean, we know Kanto can play a really good sledge though as well.
Nitro hit from below, but unfortunately it won't connect with anything. And
the
one trade. Stiggy playing the TCSG, and that thing, again, it does like 84 damage.
I know, through drone
up to
holes,
20 meters.
Beast, like you could kill someone with their toes very quickly.
It's crazy. It's a double shot up to, well, pretty much the edge of the map. So it's pretty crazy what you can do with it. Grenade in the back as, oh no, Pengu's being fired upon from the bar here. And Sunrise, he'll escape with his life, but hey, looking the wrong way, Qual. Kanto finds him for free. And now the advantage slips to G2's side. A drone will be set up here by the attackers, and Goga will make sure that that flank is held because you want window control. You want to make sure that the terrace, the balcony are all yours.
Here's what's important, I think, is that Bibu was taken out by Pengu earlier, and that's a C4 off the board in a play where they don't have any smokes.
Oh, that's an unfortunate flashbang going out. Uno will find one and the second. Uno saving the day in the round here. Through the flash, Kanto Rakitic just couldn't see much. You see him falling back. He gets shot from behind. Nitro Cell came out from the cloud. Unfortunately for him, Uno was there.
Got to be careful with those flashy plays. Definitely not the move there. Uno definitely picking it up, though. Fabian is going to stick to the Twitch. Yes, of course he is. It's been working out somewhat well for him. He just lost that fight through the drone hole last time. Pengu seeming to be able to at least pick up one kill around here, working out for him. It seems like a lot of pressure on him, and he's not able to necessarily follow that up a lot of times, but he's opening holes as needed, getting a kill, and that's good enough. As long as you can pull that off every round. Kanto's also been doing okay. Goga and Uno, though, definitely been stepping up for their team. Vitality side, though, a little bit of mistakes here and there is really costing them, and G2 playing a lot more cautious, I think, is really punishing Vitality each time they make one of those misplays like that run out looking the wrong direction on Kanto when he ran out the office door. Things like that. You see Kanto and Uno up there at 3, Pengu and Goga at 2. Fabian, at least an assist. Maybe that was even with a shock drone, who knows. Sticky, though, definitely trying to do his best to stay alive. And that was definitely with that Kaed gun that would just, whew.
TCSG, great gun. I know Goyo is not in competitive play yet, but
I gotta wonder, like, I feel like we'll see a divide between who.
yeah, it depends on the map. It depends on the map and how you play him. If
the
you're
range
playing,
you play at.
yeah, if you're playing up close, playing a 2-2 operator with a Vector is great, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ever since Mira's been released, all I've been thinking is,
Let me put it this way. I get kills with the Vector.
that's pretty insane.
On Goyo.
Chad.
Yeah.
That is pretty insane. Anything like that is.
I get some pretty sweet kills on teammates with the shields, too. Pretty bad, eh?
A, is that your Canadian side? So
No, that's me leaving off the other letters out of respect.
all right there, bud. So Fabian on the main window here, awaiting information from his teammates. Can breach in, should it be required. And he's checking for utility. There's somebody scanning about, as you'd expect that sometimes. Maybe there's somebody with holes that have been prepared downstairs in the kitchen. It's all definitely a possibility because you're expecting your opponents to take control of the penthouse.
Well, they're looking for this VIP control at the moment here. At least progress from there. Angles, of course. This common angle being opened up here. Try and give an angle into theater. Something you have to worry about. But theater players expect it and know it. They're not going to overexpose themselves to it for the most part. So the crossfire needs to come out here between these 3 players. You've got Buck, Pengu watching down the angle, drones coming in front of him, Fabian trying to cover some flank, but also repelling upside down, trying to make sure that no one goes for a run out on him as he's maybe expecting. But look at the stack right here on theater. Pengu needs to not mess this up, and he does mess it up.
And the second one as well. A third one going the way of Vitality. The round might have just been done. Fabian will find 1 kill to recover. The Squall, the Doc, sure, the site has been pushed now by Uno, and fortunately he's doing a bit of a dance here with Stigi. Bearing 9 is now out. The site is open, but the diffuser is lost and is on its own. I wonder if Vitality know where it's at. There's a lot of time left here, so I'm not sure why G2 were kind of moving in blind. But diffuser rescued. You can go for the plant. Easy peasy.
Yeah, they've got site coverage here. All they have to do is watch for a retake. They've got flashes as well to help with that. Try and push them back. Just pick a smart plant spot. There we go. 55 seconds left as well. They don't necessarily expect it, but here's the bait.
Oh, good spot from Uno, maybe getting a kill. Fabian already dropped 1, and there's the refrag as well. Bibu taken out. Spark will come in. He'll find 1 kill, but not the second. The round is done, and G2 secured it out of nowhere. Oh, what a huge advantage that Vitality wasted.
Uno's on fire, man.
Always. Always. The coldest nerves, the coolest nerves.
The coldest nerves. He can't feel anything. He's still cold.
Literally.
Too cold. No feelings. Well,
It's a Finn in a nutshell.
apparently that's the Russian cyborgs as well.
Beep boop. Can we get a beep boop, Mr. Destructoid in chat?
A beep boop, beep boop. So far, though, these have been actually pretty close to an extent. Like, a lot of them have come down to Uno making plays towards the end. And he's the Bon. It's not necessarily the playmaking operator, but definitely one that can frag out. Bibu hasn't, unfortunately, been long for this world. And him going on Clash, though, seems odd to me, because Bibu could definitely be a bit of a gunner, and putting him on a shield op, maybe not the smartest play. But, hey, if it's something he's very comfortable at, knows how to play it correctly, you do what you can. But, again, they are not playing with the Zofia, really. It's not something they really want to bring. So maybe that is a good choice, because they're also not bringing the Capitao. Again, are people done banning Capitao now? It's not being banned today, and people just aren't bringing it. This is a good map for it as well.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. This would have been a great site for it.
Yeah, it was banned on this map earlier, but not in the other matches. It was literally only banned half the matches today, which is, I mean, it happens. They obviously wanted to ban Dokkaebi and Lion more, though. But again, it's just that they're not playing it. A lot of setup in Penthouse here with these mirror windows kind of setups, in that they opened up the wall into VIP. Be able to peek through that with the rest of it reinforced. It's an odd choice, but one that then doesn't have to worry the same way about hard breach, I suppose. And faces more of a 90-degree angle than opening up one that you can shoot from the window. They are droning again carefully, though. G2 trying to play careful. The only exception I would say is that push into theater was definitely a bit of a flub last time. left him in a tough spot, losing 3 people that quickly. It was a good thing Uno was able to bring it back quite a bit.
So Uno has come in from kitchen. What do you do now? Well, just kind of drone in and make sure that you have control of the bottom. Usually you're, when it comes to this side, because we haven't really seen Penthouse. Really, right?
Ooh.
Oh, Kanto takes a bit of damage. It's unfortunate. Now he's kind of stuck here, and now he's dead.
He's going to need some teammate. Just bait this at this point quickly. Actually, he can finish him off with the shield electricity even, can't he? It's unfortunate. Still, though, this is working a little bit as a bait, but ADS saving things here. Goga actually taking down Stig in the meantime. Pengu not getting punished yet.
Kanto Ricchetti is still alive, but for how long? That's the question. Oh, the instant the clash goes back, it's Qual finding himself dead, thanks to Fabian. The F2 doing the work here, as Kanto will be picked up. Huge play here. This is, like...
They should have just gone out and finished him off with electricity at that point.
It should have just never happened. The drone will be taken out. Abride's position is already revealed, and Uno's coming around the flank, so...
Only concern here is Goga at low health carrying the diffuser, but at least it's not Kanto carrying it.
Oh! He ran right in front of him. His teammate is inside, but it doesn't matter. Bride has been taken away as Fabian finds him. 2 players left, Bibu and Spark, and this is the big problem with having the clash at this point. You can control, but you're the last one alive. You're not going to be able to do too much.
Oh, man.
Pengu collects them for free and flawless from G2. This should have just... This had Vitality written all over it. G2 are playing them like a fiddle.
I mean, there's definitely mistakes being made occasionally. Vitality are trying to play against it with things like the shield to try and prevent Kanto's aggressiveness, and it almost worked. But it just seemed like G2 are firing on all cylinders when it comes down to like the last little bits of time, or like the last fights, things like that. They're hitting their shots when they need to. Again, though, Vitality are bringing these pretty close. They're actually having some good plays, and it's the mistakes being punished that are losing in these rounds, and those last couple gunfights each time. They're going to try Hookah again. Obviously, they've made the rotation to an extent. They haven't played Bar yet. I was going to say full rotation, but they did skip Bar, oddly enough, and go to Penthouse instead. Don't think that was the greatest choice, but they actually brought that somewhat close. Had they been able to finish off Kanto, that would have helped a little bit for sure. Also, especially if they won the fight against Fabian like they should have, but that F2, very difficult to contest. There's really not a lot you could do to fight that, fortunately. Uno up there with 6. Definitely trying to show up for his team. I got to imagine, like I said, being overly critical of himself. He's putting a lot of pressure on himself to frag out with what is typically kind of a support operator. And it's interesting then Goga to be on technically what is more of a fragging operator of IQ. And yet, instead of being the breach, it's Uno carrying it. That Type 89 seeming to feel very comfortable. More so than the Bearing 9. We're actually seeing him a lot more kills on the Type 89. So that's working out pretty well for him. See how Hookah goes this time, though. Definitely possible for Vitality to win this, but already being up 4-0 here. It's funny, too, because when we watched it earlier, this map was pretty defensive-sided in the match against between Empire and Zissou, which ended up in that draw, but looking very attack-sided so far. I can only imagine if they get up to a 5-0 situation, that's tough to come back from for Vitality.
Mm-hmm. And the closer the teams are, and this is on every map, the more defender-sided the map becomes. Defense has inherently an advantage in Rainbow Six. I mean, it's just...
Well, that's one of the differences in the way this game's structured, is that the way that defense works is not symmetrical to attack.
Yeah. I mean, they're not symmetrical to one another.
Yeah,
you're correct.
It's nice.
Drones in, again, similar style from G2 here. They drone out, they make sure that they give one another information, and Goo-mine detected and demolished. So, very, let's say, surgical from G2.
They're definitely, again, looking to try and be consistent here and pick people off. You saw that last time with Empire where they were just really picking off Joystick at first. We're not really finding any one particular roamer here from Vitality that's, the easy early pick off like Joystick was being. Did Fabian just shoot his own?
No, he sniped the Mozzie drone.
Nice, yeah. Good to see that counterplay there.
Too fast there on the trigger for the grenade from Pengu. You one hit down.
Things slowing down quite a bit here as they just try and figure out the positioning. Start to open up some angles though with Habana. This is funny because this is the map that G2 have said they don't necessarily need a hard breach yet. They've been bringing Habana every round.
Hey, having the Habana is kind of great. It's a bit of flexibility.
Uno's been doing fantastic on it, so I'll take it.
He's controlling the Barry 9 very well, which is not something you can say about many people nowadays. Up close and personal, fine, but he's been doing pretty good work in general. Bibu with a failed attempt at the run out goes down. The Mozzie's out, and the Nitro Cell also goes by the wayside. Squall is in kitchen, and he's got Spark as well to support him. The Legion is bringing the bulletproof camera in this case, so no impact grenades. And one more for Pengu. He finds Stigi. So great. Now he's watching Sunrise because he has been assaulted from that side previously, but that's clear. And G2 should be able to drone that here as we hit the bottom 30 seconds.
Yeah, they can get ready for this plant too with the smoke down. It's all just a C4 from Mute to really be able to stop this. And maybe a goo mine if the Legion's lucky, but Crossfire from Hookah as well should help. Uno gets down Berde on the trade for Kanto, and then Goga falls as well. This is actually starting to fall apart a little bit. Fabian trades on one, but doesn't matter. Kills go out. Pinga with a third is all it takes to bring this to a 5-0. Old G2, looking back.
They just line up so perfectly for Pengu. The Jaeger runs right in.
Yeah. Didn't need purple
side.
tarps.
Yep. 5-0. Man. Is this actually going to be a 7-0? Chat, tell us what you think.
Was this a second community vote?
Yes. It's the active community vote.
That's right. We need an active one. Not allowed to place your bets anymore, though. That's over.
No, betting is... I'm not a big fan of it, I'll be honest. You know, when we went to Atlantic City, and we stayed... Obviously, our venue was in that
casino?
hotel casino thing. Well, casino with a hotel implanted on top of it.
Yeah.
It freaked me out so much. Dude, like, go in the morning, I'm having breakfast at 7-ish, you know, I'm set. We have to be at the venue at 8, you know, it's just... you go down the elevator and you're there, and I go down to have breakfast, and there's a bunch of poker tables that are completely full with people drinking at 7 a.m., and I'm like, oh man, that must be awful.
Obviously not for them. They seem
Why?
You know?
Let me gamble my life savings away.
Different strokes for different folks.
Definitely.
Well, G2 looking pretty in control here. This is going to be the last defense for Vitality, and I'm sure they're just looking forward to getting it over with at this point. Move on to the attack side. They're going to try Kitchen again. I would say, you know, this is a bomb site that they want to last, but they've lost every bomb site that they've played, so no point in even stating that at this point.
Thank you for that information, Devin.
Just reiterating.
The reason why you're the color analyst here.
I'm a person of color. White is all the colors of the rainbow. Kanto giving away a little bit here. He hasn't necessarily been able to be as effective on entries as we like. You know, I was saying earlier that no one getting shut down the same way Joystick was. I think maybe that is actually Bibu. I think because, you know, being such a heavy fragger for his team and dying early often, with the exception when he played Clash, it's definitely been working in G2's favor. But I feel like a lot of these just, again, come down to these fast firefights at the end where G2 just comes out ahead.
I think for once we've been seeing G2 just kind of maneuver their way into a good position, like 3v4, 3v5, something like that, and then in the last 20 seconds they kind of just collapse on the site.
Something Vitality should be very familiar with.
Yes.
Having executed that similar strategy many times.
So maybe this is just...
Oh, nice kill for Berde.
This is just the side, maybe. Oh, okay.
That was still Uno, though, the top fragger of the team at the moment. It's a good kill. Oh, Fabian doesn't know.
He knows it! He finds the second! Bibu's out. He tries to look for a third, but there's 5 rounds left in the magazine.
Oh, no!
Nitro Cell comes out. Fabian sprinting for his life. For once, he'll be able to hit it. And another one. Can he get it? Oh, the mirror's already downed and taken away. Fabian has already done the work. Stigi will try to come back for it, but Kanto finds him. Unfortunately for Vitality, they're left with the Jaeger. It's only Qual left. And he's on his own by the A site. G2 are going to drone him, and there's a minute 20 left.
What a trade for Uno's life is a 3K from Fabian.
What is going on?
This
is insane. This is actually everybody from G2 stepping up, as you can tell, and we won't just put it on the fact that it was with the F2. Qual will have to do something, and usually it's just better to get more aggressive than to stand in your position. It doesn't matter. G2 secure it 6-0.
Well, if G2 were lost, I feel like they've been found now. 6-0. This is probably the most dominant performance we've seen. Well, definitely the second half of the season, if not the first half as well. This is drastically different than the G2 we'd been seeing prior to this 2 weeks.
I mean, they beat Chaos 7-3, which is pretty respectable. 7-3 against Empire as well, that's pretty good, to say the least. Before that, they beat Playday 7. That was 7-2 against Penta before they went to Raleigh. And yeah, that was, I mean, G2 at the end of the first half and until now, they have been playing very, very well. So, good. I mean, you don't expect anything less than that.
I would hope not. I don't know, though. Sides have switched. We could see it come back the other way around. It's entirely possible, but just Vitality have got a better attack this time around. But it seems like G2, as you said, everyone's stepping up. I mean, Fabian hadn't been getting a ton of kills, and then Uno dies, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll take up your mantle. Then 3 Ks there with Twitch inside the lobby, pretty much within the small radius. But that was heads up, realizing all the angles he was going to be fighting and just winning them because that gun so good, so fast. So if you're fast enough on your reaction time as well, it will usually win. Uno going to be trying to use the Mira this time to face into blue bar. Should be interesting. See how much top-down play we see from Vitality. They have both the Buck, as well as the ability to use the ITA on Jackal. And then, of course, if they got breaches on Zofia, and even IQ, they've got plenty of ways to open up the floor. Heck, you could even use X-Kairos if you wanted to, or Lifelines. But they will set up a similar Mira here inside the bathroom kitchen area. Try and be able to fight this, leaving the rest of the kitchen wall soft. It's all about fighting a few different angles at once. It's interesting, though, how much downstairs defense setup there is for Hookah. I mean, yes, you do want to make sure you can hold downstairs, but this is a lot of commitment to this downstairs defense, and really hardly anyone on site to be able to hold that up. Obviously, you've got a smoke, so Goga can kind of play that somewhat by himself to be able to hold that for now, and then people can rotate back up. But it's a lot easier to rotate down than it is to rotate up, especially for defenders. So something to consider is that if they can get cut off on their rotations, as there's only 2 staircases to use, that can really backfire on them. There's the Jackal as well to help with that. Stiggy taking down Kanto. Good kill from the Buck.
We haven't seen many rounds where Vitality get the advantage early on, and this will be one of those few times as Zofia will enter in by the service entrance of the the kitchen. It's the kitchen cache where they keep all the nice truffles. Truffle mayo sauce, definitely highly recommended. Try it out. Stiggy playing in the lounge here by the circle couch is awaiting reinforcements from Spark to open up the wall. It should be a double push into 90. This is the standard play of Vitality. They're running it because they know this is tried and tested and true, and everybody does it.
Yeah, this is... I feel like this might even come down to C4s to try and save this, potentially, for G2, just because they have so much downstairs play. Right now, though, while things are slowed down a bit from Vitality, if they want, G2 might be able to use this opportunity to rotate back up. It looks like they have a few more members upstairs. So they have read into that their downstairs plays just not working out. But they committed a lot of utility to those, meaning they're going to have to win just a bit more firefights and less kind of utility plays upstairs. They still likely have a C4 from Pengu, but hard to say. Likely some gas as well. Yep, Pengu still has a C4. And there should be some goo mines spread around a little bit liberally to try and stop a push in. They can, but I like this pressure from both sides. And Goga being such low health is really a problem here as he's finished off. Now no smoke left. It's going to really come down to these C4s to hold this off.
The impact from the Zofia was absolutely perfect. There is one impact to be used here by Fabian. He's going to get double stunned. Great CC from Vitality as Fabian will be down on blue. And now it's all up to Pengu, who's on his own. Spark comes in, finds one, and Wall finishes off the second. That's Stiggy. The Buck doing work for the team, and Vitality on the attack, seeming a lot more comfortable than they did on their defensive side.
Well, that's 7 attack rounds in a row now. But Vitality definitely turning it around at least a little bit, not going to get 7-0'd. See how many they can bring back here. Now, of course, they are denied the point. G2 get the point here to kind of keep themselves up above Vitality if possible. So Vitality cannot win now. And losing so many rounds in the first half, definitely a big problem for them. Obviously, losing all of them, it's not great. Remember when this used to be extremely heavily attack-sided of a map, too? When it first started really kind of getting Pro League rotation, and it was pretty bad. It was a lot of defensive failures. That's what we're really seeing here. But G2 put up a good fight last time, but I think that early pick from Stiggy onto Uno was definitely the problem, because of course Uno had been doing a lot of work for his team, but We actually see Fabian and Pengu creeping up ahead of them at 8. Stiggy at 7 as well there. So it's definitely down to a certain few players that are really making a lot of impact plays, but G2 having quite a few more than Vitality in terms of fragging operators. Obviously, that's why you see the scoreline the way it is. Kanto going to be on that roaming vigil. Should be interesting, especially with the Black Eyes and Evil Eyes providing him extra intel. And then perhaps even some drones that Pengu might be able to pick up. So, looks like right now he's going to be the sole site player.
5 seconds left before insertion.
He's trying to hold that. They're not bringing the smoke this time.
Attackers are moving.
So they're playing a lot more people off-site. They're really about kind of guarding the extra floor and then rotating if need be. They could have played Hookah again, but Uno getting his revenge here, taking out Bibu early.
The classic spawn play. Where did he find him?
It looks like he came out there and peeked across to the other side of the map.
Oh, there you go.
No,
No, he's in ruins. We just couldn't see the
he's blocked by
skull and.
Well, Bibu down early again. It's not great. Now just need to take down Stiggy. Going to slow things down, I think, for them, but that is definitely a good reversal. What happened last round? Kanto looking for one as well, hopefully. Can stay alive long enough to try and do something with this vigil. Many bullet holes. So you wonder, what can you do against bullet holes? Well, you could pre-fire them, but not when there's that many. Okay, opened up one, just slightly more than the others, too. Jackal being played pretty consistently from Vitality did help a bit last round. It's going to help track down Vigil, but Goga in the meantime is just going to fight back with it Alda. Not really much you could do against 80 bullets coming your way, tornado of bullets, but he's going to get pushed while reloading, just not enough, and it is downing onto Kanto, though. Stiggy doing some good work, but traded by Fabian, now advantage 4-2. This looks like it could be over very quickly.
Goga's collecting all of them. The Maestro does the work. The Alda is definitely rattling off, and G2 are successful. 7-1 victory at the end of our playday.
I'd call that successful, definitely making up for their inability to win Coastline before. What a dominant performance. That is the G2 we had yet to have been seeing till the second half, and now the one that more deserves the spot in Japan if they can get there. Because before, I don't think they really necessarily had what it took to get to those lands anymore. I mean, they missed out on Milan.
Yep.
Well, they also don't have a guaranteed spot in Invitational yet, so this is really important.
Should they qualify for Japan, that spot's done.
And that's the important thing for them, is they'd been one who'd been kind of relying on those majors, and without being qualified for them, they had to worry about that. Now if they could just make Japan, they get 2 lands out of that then.
Yep.
So this is really important for G2 to win this, especially, to get their reputation back.
They won't have to play the minor in Croatia in December.
Here's the problem, though, is right now, essentially it'll be a contest between second place.
Yep.
And Empire, while they've been looking a little bit weaker, will still be gunning for that. You've got a number of other teams like Na'Vi gunning for that. It's going to be tough because I can't see any team unseating Giants at this point. So there's one spot left as far as I'm concerned for G2 to try and get to.
I very much agree with that. Should Giants win next playday, which is against Chaos on Friday, then they're at 28 points.
I think that's pretty likely.
And in that event, they're not 100% locked in, but it just means that the possibility of them losing that.
It's not just, even if they lose first place, the possibility of them losing second place after that is nigh impossible. That they're going to Japan. I'm sorry, Giants. We'll see you there. I'm calling it now. They are not stopping, and especially against Chaos next, that should be a match they can win.
And after that, they play Vitality. And honestly, by Playday 12, if Giants beat Chaos and they beat Vitality, it's all over, obviously. And G2 in the meantime have to face off against Sisu, which gives them a huge advantage. They play Na'Vi, so this will be a battle of the ages to see who can move on. Na'Vi's loss today was not great.
No, wasn't great. They had some good plays. It's just some of their stuff just wasn't working, and that was a map they should
They're not prepared for.
That was not the play that map.
It makes sense. But Na'Vi plays Empire Playday 13, and G2 play the Giants. So really, it's Playday 13 that I think will really decide a lot of things when it comes to EU, because Vitality right now are they're trying to hit their stride, but should they not win Playday 11, they're playing against Empire. Empire goes above them. I think it'll be very difficult for Vitality to come back into it.
Well, then it's definitely going to be an interesting contest for the second spot.
It's a huge thing here. It's a 4-way streak. between Empire, G2, Na'Vi, and Vitality to get that second spot, and Giants are much further ahead. Before we recap all of that, we have our interview ready, so I'll have a quick chat with G2. Hyvää iltaa.
Hello.
How are you?
Hyvää iltaa. I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm very happy to see you for once. Uno, I felt that you were dodging me all through your performance on your older team and now with G2, but I guess it's inevitable. What comes around comes back around. So,
Yep.
congratulations on your victory against. I don't know how to really put it. You wiped the floor with Vitality on Coastline 7-1, and you were performing so well with the team here. Everybody was kind of meshing together. What was different today with G2 than what we've seen over the past few weeks?
I don't know. Let's be honest. We didn't expect Coastline. We actually warmed up in a different map. When it came to Coastline, we quickly watched what they usually do. They don't really have recent watch, so we didn't really know what they're gonna do. So we kind of came into conclusion that let's just play our own game, let's communicate well, and let's see what we got there. And I think we showed that we played pretty well today. Almost perfect siege.
Pretty much, I have to say, and every round was very much dominated, especially on your attacking side. Actually, all rounds really coming down to that, except for the last one where you secured it from the defense. But in contrast to what Empire were playing today in their matchup, you weren't going for those clear, okay, we will make sure that the entire bottom floor is cleared, and then we will start our assault on the top floor when you're attacking billiards or even on penthouse. Were you surprised, especially when you saw the clash that was brought out?
No, I wasn't. I don't know. Like we have set up like attacks on this map, but we kind of sometimes go with the flow when we're like, hey, we see something here, like let's just go. Let's do this. Then we just communicate.
And you found out one thing I really want to applaud is the droning from the team. It seems like you and Pengu were working very closely together to kind of have him drone ahead of you and you moving in right behind. Was that a big help and boon for you to perform the way that you did this evening?
Well, yes, obviously. I don't really watch who performs, who doesn't. Everybody does their job. But someone might shine in the next game. I'm happy how we played as a team.
I guess all your fans will be as well. You're getting closer to Japan, but it's a four-way fight here between basically the top four teams in EU, and Giants kind of going a bit further ahead. Now, in your next playdate, Uno, you're on this Friday. You're playing against Sisu.
Yes.
What do you think about that, given your history?
I mean, it's always fun to go play against our Finnish comrades.
That's it.
They are definitely better than they were in the first season, so I expect a tough opponent. They played hell of a game today against Empire.
Definitely so. So, at the end of this, Uno, would you like to say anything to the fans and the viewers out there?
Yeah, obviously, we appreciate the support from all the fans. We like to thank you everybody who've been tagging us for the G2 pilot screen skin. And yeah, we try our best to go to Japan. It looks better and better. We are getting better and better. We are training every day. And thank you, Milos. I promise that I will get first interview with you. So thank you for being here today.
Well, I just thank you because Emzo was telling me that Uno is doing interview today, and I'm like, yes, finally. It took like a year, but here we are, right?
Here we are.
Well, Alexi, again, congratulations on your victory. We will see you on Friday performing with the team. Let's see what happens when you face off against your Finnish comrades, as you say. Sisu, good night.
Good night.